So that was the start of the little racial thing that we had going on this week. And then
let's get into this other one.
So Doja Cat was exposed as a self-hating wannabe KKK, busting it open for the white man while bashing on herself. I came up with that myself. I thought it was good. So basically, there was a whole Twitter thread exposing Doja for being in these tiny chat rooms with incel like white men, like racist white men who hate women, alt-right incel men. That's what I meant to say.
Yep. These are not MGTOW men.
Yeah. And so basically she was in those chats, and there was this clip that resurfaced of her kind of what seemed like her taking part in race play. And she like told the guy like suck my dick N-word with a hard R. And then
it does sound on brand for her though.
I know, she's fucking weird. So then the thread continued on, basically talking about how I don't know, just how like problematic she's been. She's like been kind of hating herself as being half black. Like she hasn't really liked that part of herself. She's talked about how she uses these slurs in tiny chat rooms in a paper magazine interview, and things of that nature. She apologized, obviously.
I don't know who she apologizing to.
Neither.
That's a
the white people are happy that she did this, and she doesn't care about the black people. So who is she saying sorry to? I don't know. But so she went on her apology, and it was an Instagram story she posted initially just apologizing, but then she took to Instagram Live and basically said, yeah, my team made me write that. But she was just like, I don't take part in race play. And she was saying that the guy who she was talking to does. So then isn't that you taking part in it?
The guy she's talking to is white, right?
Yeah.
The guy who looked like he shot Jimmy, right?
Yeah. And then she said, so then in the Twitter thread exposing her, there was also a resurfaced clip of a song called Didn't Do Nothing from 2015. I wasn't familiar with the term. I had to Google it. And I found out, it's this term used in slavery for basically when like a black person, you see a black person doing something, they're like, oh, I didn't do nothing. So they call them I didn't do nothing.
Or you could bring it up, you can modernize it, or when like, you know, when someone's arrested, black people's like, he didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
So she made a song, and the song was, a lot of people interpreted it as mocking police brutality, and specifically referring to this whole Sandra Bland incident.
I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the whole song. I listened to the clips of it, and she was going on to say how, I was using the song to take back the term, but it is the worst song possible, and I did it in the wrong way, and blah blah blah. I'm gonna get into my thoughts on that like a little later when I ask you kind of what you think about it. But
so the whole just exposing of what type of nature she is, a lot of people, well, not to say a lot, but I'm one of the elk that looked at it and it was like, I feel like this is on brand. I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, and she already had incidents previously, like in 2015 as well. She faced backlash for like homophobic slurs because she tweeted at Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt and called them F words.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, Tyler the Creator was one of the guys that was really pushing the F word forward back in like early 2011. So
yeah.
You know, I feel like that's on, like, you know, his fan base probably says that. But when I look at this, so what I want to take this road, right? So when I looked at all of this, right, I seen Doja make an apology, and I see the exposing of Doja, and I'm looking at it, it's like, you know what? Why are we getting back at her? I feel like the worst thing that can happen to anyone is looking in the mirror and being disgusted with what you see in front of you, right? So I feel like she's already trapped inside her own worst punishment. We can't do nothing worse than what she's already done to herself. If she's looking inside the mirror and she looks at herself as just a dirty Negro that feels like someone just isn't good enough. You know, if she looks at herself and go like, just sees that, because she's part South African. She looks at that and she sees the Zulu in her, and it's like, I don't know if she's Zulu exactly, but if she looks in that and she sees the Zulu in her, and it's just unappealing, and she looks at her mom and is like, I wish I could look like my mom. And she ends up getting a white boyfriend so her babies can carry on a more of a whiter legacy, probably a more manageable hair.
Because that was one of her things. She hated her.
Yeah.
There's a video of her talking about how she hates her hair.
Yeah.
And like the curl, I think it's called the curl style. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was 4C or something like that.
Yeah. And she was like talking about how she hates combing it and this and that and stuff, which is a common thing. Like Black girls do have frustration with their hair. That's not an uncommon thing we've heard, but it's not like that's my whole thing is like, when do we get to a point where it's like, do we cancel? Because a lot of people are just like, fuck it, she's canceled. But at what point do we decide maybe it's time to actually educate this person and get them out of this self-hatred that they have against themselves? Because it is sad. It is sad when you see people like that who literally hate half of themselves because society has made you think that half of yourself is ugly, is disgusting, is lazy, is whatever else she played on, you know? Like, it is sad. And it's like, at what point do we decide that their antics are horrible enough towards themselves that we realize it's a deeper issue that they need help with? Or do we just let them continue on with this mindset that they have towards themselves and continue to spread it, and therefore like continue to empower these alt-right incel people?
Yeah, no point to cancel her, because what? I mean, there's I believe there's plenty of Black people out there that are maybe not even mixed race. It might be like full Black and just are fully disgusted with themselves, right? Feel like, I mean, we should just show her that Black is beautiful, type of thing. Or for those who want to show her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, sorry, continue.
For those who want to show her that Black is beautiful, why don't we just show her that light? Just show her Black is beautiful and let her accept that. You know, maybe we might see a different Doja when she learns to accept that. Or maybe it might be a deep systemic problem where it's like she mixes the fact with her, I don't know if her dad's in her life. Maybe her dad.
That's an actor, a South African actor and producer, actually. I Googled
in her life?
I don't know if he's in her life, but like his name was in an article and I Googled it, and he is an actor and producer.
So maybe something tied into something like that. Hey, man.
I don't know, but it just, I thought about that. And then with the whole Didn't Do Nothing song, I think if somebody like Jay-Z or Lil Wayne made a song like that, the contents would be completely different. And yes, the streets would play this song. The reason I say that is because a while ago, Jay-Z once said something, I think it was on an interview with Oprah, about the Black community taking back the N-word for themselves, you know, and taking back and that ownership and the meaning and whatever of it, and reworking it for themselves as a Black community. The reason this whole thing with Doja is problematic is because everything she says in the song, she's saying she was trying to take back the term, but there was literally nothing positive about what she said about the term. It wasn't in no
She's lying.
Yeah, it wasn't in no like good demeanor. Like, it was all negative. It was all just playing to the white man's definition of the term overall. Is literally everything she said. So like, she's honestly just, I don't know. I don't believe in her apology. I when someone has a mindset like this, it takes a very long time to get out of that, especially if you were in those chat rooms 6 days before all this information came out. You're not sorry for what you did. You still believe in all of this stuff. So I just think, like, I don't know, at what point do you personally decide to cancel artists? Because we've seen everyone saying they're canceling her. Like, at what point do you decide?
Like, we know cancel culture is more so just a hot topic. This shit don't really, it's not really mobilized. You know, it's not like, you know, Occupy all streets. This shit's not, like, cancel culture is not one of those. This is kind of like, you know, we drum up a little buzz on the internet, or they drum up a little buzz on the internet, get things stirring in the news cycle, and then, you know, 2 weeks later, whatever. Okay. Did she really do anything necessarily bad, or did she really just come out to say she hates herself? What? Yeah. I'm gonna cancel you for hating yourself? That you've already done more. You already done more to yourself than I can do to you. You know,
I think it's more so just people taking offense to it. I think the people who are offended by it and who don't see it as this whole self-hatred thing are obviously like, fuck it, I'm canceling her. Yeah. But then, you know, people like maybe like us who are just like, this bitch needs fucking help.
I never listened to her music anyway, so.
I just listened to whatever was on the radio, to be honest, or whatever was on TikTok. They were all on TikTok.
I'm not going front line and say, yo, we should cancel her. Get her the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I never put no money in her pocket anyways.
Yeah, she was always a weirdo, but yeah, I don't know. I genuinely just think she needs to be sat down and told, like, and she just needs the whole reworking of that mindset. Wherever she grew up and stuff, it wasn't. Because everyone struggles with that, but it's just like, it's